Before we get into this video, I must warn you that there will be some graphic content. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Anthony McLemore, and on this channel, I like to talk about a whole bunch of stuff ranging from how to grow on YouTube to my college basketball stories. Now, I recently graduated from Auburn University and I got this bad boy in the mail. You can see the reflection from my lights as I hold it up. And I've been getting a whole bunch of questions regarding why I chose to take a career outside of basketball after graduating. So in this video, I want to address just that. If you read the title of this video, then you already know what this video is about. But before I dive right into the story, I must ask you to please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. It really helps my channel grow in the YouTube algorithm, and it also helps support me as a content creator. But with all that being said, let's dive right into the story. Setting the stage as I always do, here we are in the 2017-2018 basketball season. As a basketball player, I couldn't have asked to have a better season in my life than the one I was having right now. If you watched my previous video about playing in Madison Square Garden, I told you how I rode the bench a lot during the season and I wasn't getting a lot of playing time. But this season was totally different. This was my sophomore season. I had earned a starting spot on the Auburn basketball team, and your boy was leading the entire conference. The SEC in block shots, was in the running to be defensive player of the year, and was on draft boards. Now, albeit I was 59th out of 60 on the draft boards, but hey, your boy gotta start somewhere. So our team is having an amazing year. Throughout the whole season, we are doing great. Through our first 20 games, we went 18-2, which was incredible for our caliber team comparing to the years before. But this is where our story starts to go a little bit downhill, at least for me anyways. I forgot to mention that ESPN did do an interview about the injury that happened to me, and I will be using some video clips from that interview in this video. But anyways, the season takes a turn for the worse subtly. Before this turn, we are scheduled to fly to South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, to play a game against the South Carolina Gamecocks. We only have about 3 or 4 games left in the season to secure our #1 seed and win our first regular season championship since 1999. Which is almost 20 years. Now, this next part might sound like a fairy tale, and it might sound like I'm making it up, but I promise you it is completely true. I would not say if it wasn't. So as we're on the bus driving to the airport, getting ready to get on a plane and go to South Carolina, I get a call from my academic advisor. She calls me and says, "Hey, you got a paper due by midnight tonight. I don't know if you remember, but you should get this done." I said, okay. I look on my school Canvas site. It's only a 2-page paper, so I think, okay, I can get it done real fast and just get it over with. The paper is for a kinesiology class that I was taking at the time, and the topic was to describe an injury that one of your favorite players have suffered and how they recover from it. And for me, I chose Gordon Hayward because earlier that season when he was playing for the Boston Celtics, he had broke his left leg and dislocated his left ankle in a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that was an injury that I remember very vividly in my head, so it was pretty easy to type out a paper about what exactly happened and how exactly he recovered with a little bit of research. Now, that paper is going to play a big role in the rest of the story. So I turn that paper in and get it out of my mind and just start to focus on the game. We get to South Carolina the night before the game as always, and we do our normal team film, team meeting routine before going to bed and waking up the next day for the game. Game day comes around, everything is business as usual. We wake up, do film again, eat breakfast, team meeting, and then we leave to go to the game. Remember when I said our team was really good this year? Well, that's because it was. And the South Carolina team this year wasn't as good, so we probably didn't take them as serious as we ought to have. So as soon as the tip-off happens, we're getting absolutely crushed. This is already an away game for us, so it's an extremely hostile environment. And they're loving every second of this butt whooping that the South Carolina Gamecocks are giving to us. And for us, we have a lot on the line, but it's not an absolutely make it or break it game. And all I remember is that we keep bricking shot after shot after shot, and they make shot after shot after shot. So throughout the whole first half, we're just slowly digging ourselves in a deeper and deeper hole. And I remember with about 46 minutes left in the first half, coach calls me out of the game and tells me to sit out the rest of the first half. Now, this may have been part of the game plan, but me as an extremely competitive person, I felt like I could do something during the rest of the first half to help our team get back on the right track to win this game. So I sit on the bench for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then I tell our assistant coach, hey, put me back in the game. I can help. I feel good. I'm not too tired. I could be good for the second half. Just put me back in right now so I can help dig us out of this deficit. And man, oh man, that one request, that one decision may have changed my entire life. So I go back in the game. Before I can even get warmed up good, we probably run down the court 1 or 2 times, and then this play happens. I'm a center and our team is on defense. I'm standing in the center of the paint in a zone defense right under the goal. South Carolina shoots a 3. It goes up. It hits the back of the rim and comes off back to their team. They get the long rebound. When I see the shot, I turn my body and look to the goal. I also see them get the rebound. When they get the rebound, one of their players grabs the ball, starts dribbling towards the goal to go up for a layup. One of our players see that. Our power forward sees that, steps in front of him to take a charge. Keep in mind, I'm still under the goal at this point. The South Carolina player goes up. Our player stays on the ground. puts his chest in front of him, puts his hand out, and takes a charge. He falls backwards. Me at this point, I'm not paying attention to what my teammate is doing. I see the ball go up in the air. I don't hear the whistle just yet, but I see the ball go up in the air. I turn my head and I look at the rim. As soon as I turn my head, as soon as I see the rim, I feel this immense weight crash into the side of my leg and I collapse. Actually, I don't collapse right away. I do a jump and I kick my leg up, and as I'm in the air, I feel a click in my leg. Immediately, I knew something was wrong. I then fall to my back on the ground. I look at my foot and my leg is facing one way, but my foot is facing the other way. Completely dislocated ankle, completely broken leg. Now, right now I'm gonna play a clip of the video, but I wanna give you a warning that if you have a weak stomach, I would seriously encourage you to skip the next 10 or 15 seconds. So when that happened, as you can see, all I could think was just to scream. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't really feeling anything in general. My whole body was in shock. But I just knew at that moment that my entire season had ended. This wasn't just a sprained ankle. This wasn't just a dislocated ankle. This was serious. And this moment, this injury is what changed my entire life. This injury is what opened my eyes to thinking that there is a life outside of basketball, that you never will know what tomorrow will bring. And myself, I was like a lot of other basketball players. My sole focus, my only objective was to make it to the NBA. I thought it was NBA or nothing. I thought if I didn't make it to the NBA, then I would be a failure for all of the hours that I spent in the gym, all of the hard work that I spent, all of the persistence that I had for the game. I thought that it would be wasted. But after that day, after that injury, it showed me that there are other doors that can be opened and that there are other ways that you can be happy. Now, remember the essay I wrote the day before the game? Turns out that the exact same injury, left leg and all, that happened to Gordon Hayward, that I wrote a paper on the day before the game, happened to me the next day. The extent of Hayward's injury was a dislocated left ankle and a fractured tibia. Both will require surgery and put him out indefinitely from basketball. An article by Jay Gannon provided excellent instructions on how to treat a dislocated ankle. I can apply this in my field of work by knowing that if I ever got hurt playing basketball, that I can follow this protocol in recovery. I just have no words for how ironic that is that happened. I'm not lying to you guys. So I shared this story with you to let you know that even though life doesn't always work out in your favor, what are you gonna do when you face some adversity? What are you gonna do when life says no? What are you gonna do when you can't get what you want? Will you put your head down and think you're a failure? Or will you find a way to get back on your feet and then hit back 10 times harder? My story after this injury didn't end my basketball career at that point. What I did was I focused all of my efforts on being able to be a basketball player again. For the next 6 months, every single day, I told myself that one day I was gonna walk again, one day I was gonna jump again, and one day I was gonna be a high-flying Division I athlete again. And it was that burning desire that I had to prove myself, not anybody else. I had to prove myself that I could overcome any obstacle that life throws at me. Anything that life could dish out that I could take and I could give it back to him and even be more successful. It was that burning desire that led me to be able to be a starter athlete on the team the next season, 6 months later, and then be one of the players to help lead our teams to the Final Four in that season.
Anthony McLemore underwent surgery the next day before starting nearly 6 months of rehabilitation on his left leg.
It was an everyday process. I took off the whole summer from going home to family. I stayed on campus, and I was with our athletic trainer every single day trying to get my ankle right.
There are a lot of student athletes that would have never been able to come back from an injury like that and ever play again. They don't have the discipline of Anthony McLemore.
Ready, all season, driving all day.
Man, it's just great to see him back.
McLemore returned earlier than anticipated and started 34 games the next season, a driving force in a remarkable run for the Tigers.
McLemore has springs today. The Tigers are SEC tournament champions. Let the confetti fall.
I'm gonna just make it as simple as possible. We wouldn't have got back without Anthony. We wouldn't have been in that position without him. We needed all 10, 11 guys throughout that year, and he was definitely a key piece. So if he would have went down again, then we wouldn't have been back in the Final Four.
Just to be able to be on the court when the confetti came down, it was a life-changing experience because it's something that no one probably ever expected of us, and it was incredible.
Now, I think that this story is a little bit all over the place, but I didn't have a script because I really wanted to say what was on my heart in this video. So that leads me to this point. I know a lot of small content creators follow my YouTube channel, or recently a lot of young athletes who have aspirations to make it to a Division I college. All I want to say is that no matter what obstacles are in your way, no matter what task that you think you can't overcome, where there's a will, there will always be a way. You have to look life in the face and say, no, I don't care that you think I'm too small. I don't care that you think I'm too slow. I don't care that you think I can't do this. I can and I will because I believe in myself. And when you get that burning desire to succeed, no one can stand in your way. So I know that this video was all over the place, but I really wanted to have this video to address or refer to why I started my YouTube channel, because once I saw that there was a life outside of basketball and there were other ways to have fun and enjoy yourself other than being a professional athlete, I really found a lot of joy in creating content, and this was one of the things that I find myself doing for a very long time. So as always, I really hope you enjoyed this story time. If you found any kind of value in this video, if you were motivated in any way, hit that like button for your boy and hit that subscribe button, as it really does help support my channel. So this video was supposed to be a YouTube analytics video. I try to do a YouTube analytics video on Monday and then a story time on Thursday, but this week is just going to have 2 story times because I really wanted to have this video put out to address the frequently asked questions that I was getting in my Instagram DMs and in my comments. So I have a really fun video coming out on Thursday. It's about me getting interviewed by the FBI of all people, and if you want to see that video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be updated whenever that video uploads. But that's all I have for you in today's video, guys, and until next time, peace.
Off the court, he's already graduated with a bachelor's degree and is working on a master's degree in finance.
I think that injury obviously was an awakening, and he realized that God was perhaps sending him a message that, hey, the ball's going to stop bouncing someday. You got to be ready to take care of your family, and it may be through basketball, but it also may be in another way.
How much confidence do you have in Cody holding your son?
Not much. You look real nervous right now.
I think this season means to me a ending of a great chapter of my life. Having my son, having my fiance, having my degrees. Before I may have been, searching for things, kind of like finding my way as I go. But now I have a reason behind what I do because I want to be successful so my family can be successful. And it just gives me a drive and a fire in my heart.